Hello, Global Theater. My name is Gerry Fialka. Today is December 19, 2025. I want to thank Rob Grant and his amazing podcast, I'm Probably Wrong About Everything. Also want to thank Frank Zappa for introducing me to today's guest, Francesco Gentile. How do you pronounce it, Francesco?
Almost perfect. Thank you. Francesco Gentile.
Gentile. We did part one July 4th,
Yeah,
2024. No, 2024. 20,
five.
2025. What am I doing here? Okay. So that was really fun. And here we are at part two. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Rome, Italy.
How cool is that? The first question and for part two is what first attracted you to pursuing photography? Because you've been in computers IT for 30 years. You've done Zappa for many years, fanzine, blog,
Mm-hmm.
and just discussing and studying and loving the music of Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
But for the last 10 years you've sort of done photography, maybe even 20. What first attracted you to pursue photography as a creative output?
Uh, I don't know exactly that, but at first it was just for diary, for life diary and travel, something like this. But then I appreciate the fact that you stop the things in motion, because our reality is based on movement, and so photography is a sort of a paradox, because nothing stops, never,
Yeah.
ever. I don't know in English if I if I
No,
if I
that was
yeah,
really clear. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
every motion is an important word.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the
we
word photography means painting with light. I mean, that's the root of the word where it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
from.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, exactly. And also, in fact, that reminds me that I like to make photography with slow times, so that I can sort of draw with colors and light.
Yeah.
And this is something I like very much. But the thing that amazed me is that you stop, and this
Yeah.
is a when you watch at something which is stop. I think you watch to something that could not be, and so this is something that attract me. And also, since I love music, I also love to make photographs of live concerts, and because and in general I like to take photographs of people who do things when a person is concentrate in doing something. This in that situation, I think something happened.
Yeah,
And
you mean they're dedicated to the moment of
yeah,
some mission, some assignment, some activity, and
yeah,
you can freeze their the moment in their activity. Really good. And
yeah,
the other thing is you're almost painterly because of the strobe effect.
yeah,
So you're a self-taught photographer.
yeah.
A screenwriting teacher told me great art is when you can clearly see the intention of the maker. Stanley Kubrick says great art is when you can clearly not see the intention of the maker. What role does intention play when you're shooting a photograph?
Okay. Sometimes I think I pursue both approaches, because for some situation you'd better disappear and let the situation be. For some other situation, I think it's important to put myself in the image I try to construct. So if it's nature, often I like to let the nature be. But if it's someone, it's good to have the relationship between me and the subject. I don't know. I'm not on. I'm on both sides.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends.
You know, in documentary filmmaking, it's an interesting wording. They go, fly in the soup or fly on the wall. Fly on the wall is observational. Fly in the soup is, you know the soupy sales joke. He's a waiter,
Uh huh.
and the customer looks at the bowl of soup,
Uh huh.
and he sees a fly in his soup,
Uh huh.
and he says to the waiter, "What is that fly doing in my soup?" And Soupy Sales says, "Looks like he's doing the backstroke."
Yeah.
So Duchamp said there's no art without an audience. How much are you thinking of your viewer of your photography when you shoot your photograph? Like you had an exhibit of your photographs.
Yeah.
People came and looked at them. They're not just in a photo album at your home. How much are you thinking of that observer of your photograph?
Yes. I like to watch them in doing this, and in that situation, that exhibitions I had, it was with an associations that and it was during an art festival, and there was moments in which every person who had his own exhibition was pushed to talk with the audience. So we talk together, and I always try to explain my intention and my and the images, and it was nice to have this confrontation
Yeah.
with
But
them.
I mean, when you're shooting the photograph, how much are you thinking of them? Not after, not when they're observing.
Okay, no. When I shoot, I don't.
You don't.
I know, because since I'm not a real photographer,
Yeah.
when I shoot for myself.
Yeah.
Actually. Mm.
And McLuhan says everything we invent extends some humanness. Like knife and fork extends our teeth, shutter in a camera extends our eyelid. And
Yeah.
maybe even non-tangible, say religion or philosophy, extends consciousness. What
Mhm.
does the camera extend for you? What humanness?
Uh, I don't know. It's often for me it's of some help, because always what I think in general of myself, that I am always not prepared to deal with reality. I have always I have often second thoughts of what I would have done in that situation. So my photography helps me to think about my experiences in life, and
Yeah.
because when I'm there, everything everything surprised me, and I am not able to react. So I need to think about it always.
You're almost saying the camera extends your thinking process.
Yeah,
Wow, that's heavy.
I think I think it is like this. Yeah.
Yeah, because that can, those two comments you've just said, we can just jump right in knee deep into Frank Zappa, because I'm doing this research on Zappa right now, and he said thinking about thinking. That's
Mm.
called metacognition.
Yeah.
When you actually think about thinking,
Hmm.
and that's like a double step. And what you said about time and freezing time,
Hmm.
Frank literally in agreement with James Joyce, who said, listed in Freak Out as an influence, all times are happening now,
Yeah.
all at onceness.
Yeah.
What do you think Frank means by all times are happening now? Because you're saying, hey, I shoot a photograph because I want to freeze time. And he's saying it doesn't matter. All times are happening now. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
I don't know. I think he was he should I'm sure he read Kurt Vonnegut, because um, there's a novel by him with these uh, characters from Tralfamadore, if I remember well.
Yes.
There was the aliens that are able to watch time exactly in this way, that they can watch simultaneously all the times, you know?
Yeah.
And so it, I think he was fascinated by this, and because what he was trying to 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 do with his output is to let everything be coherent. The coherence of the output was something he was always looking for. And if you can deal with it in the same times, in simultaneously,
Yeah.
you can it can help you to be coherent, I think.
What's the you nailed it with simultaneity. So that's simultaneity. But what's coherent mean? More aware, more present? What do you mean by coherent?
Coherent means that something, for instance, in a that was played, that I mean a song of 1968 has to do with another song in 1982. And
Right.
that is the conceptual continuity, and
Yeah.
that was his approach. And also with the lyrics, not only with the musics,
Yeah.
and 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 also with the references that could be also cryptic, and related of his own experience that he didn't want to share with everyone, but something can but details that are continuously going from here to there. And I hear you. I hear your rant before the concert of
Stinkfoot.
In California. Yes, Thinkful Orchestra. Thank you. And almost at the end, you quote that make the subtleties obvious. No, the
Billy Wilder, make the subtleties obvious.
quote. I didn't know this quote, but I think you made a perfect parallel with Frank Zappa, because this is one of the mechanism used to let everything be coherent. So you put a subtleties somewhere, and you focus on this with maybe with editing
Yeah.
like in a movie, and the music editing was is a is
Yeah.
a is a fundamental process. And Zappa was fantastic with this, and using techniques like that, he put hints here and there, clues. He called them the clues. And so this is this and for him, he wanted to have a Tralfamadorian look at his opus, and see that there are clues that call a song from the past and the future. And so this is my I think what he was pursuing with it.
Really good. I appreciate you listening to that rant. And you're a
Yeah.
good listener to hear that line go by so fast. And that
Mm.
whole parallel, putting Frank in the role of Sunset Boulevard star, but
Yeah.
you just touched on something that I really am curious about, and mainly in studying Zappa for 60 years is there's one line that Frank sings and it says, "You don't want to know what's behind my eyes."
Uh-huh.
So this is funny because Frank said in a radio interview that all my songs are poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's early on in his career. He kind of, and he wrote poems, that, but he kind of is saying all his songs are like poetry, but he just said are poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And T.S. Eliot said that poetry is outing your inner dialogue. There's some voice inside us that you're
Yeah.
trying to get out.
Yeah.
You might not want to get it all out. You touched on something really important, which we're going to go into in a second.
Oh, thank you.
By
That's
Floyd Wilder. But let me just finish. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
What do you think Frank is saying? You don't want to see what's behind my eyes. So in essence, he's kind of saying, I'm a poet. I'm going to tell you what's behind my eyes. I'm going to tell you. But then he says in the song, oh, well, you don't want to see what's behind my eyes. What do you just suss that out? What does that mean to you? Or what do you think Frank's saying?
Oh, that's I never focused on this. Let me think. I think is it's something like you don't have to mind on the person who produce the piece of art you are watching or you are listening. Just focus on the piece of art and never mind the artist. Maybe
Right.
this
Well,
is the
who said that? That's Duchamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we still, well, why'd you run a fanzine of Zappa for that many years? Why'd you write about him? Because you want to know about him and his motives and the backstory. So
yeah, at first yes, this is my first how can I say, my first approach to all this stuff. But the more I grow, the more I think I have to leave him alone and enjoy what he did and what I myself find in what he did, because because you have to use it. You don't use it for like a tool, because you want to enjoy it, or maybe because it can be useful to give other view of the reality.
yeah.
Because going back to Billy Wilder, it's in the subtleties that you
Yeah.
have to you
Oh
look.
yeah, that's pure Frank, make those subtleties obvious. But also this leads us to the big question. I don't even know if we covered this in part one, but I want to, is what's the function of music? Did I ask you that in part one? Do you remember?
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, your guess, your hunch. What's the function of music?
I can say, maybe I can say what's the function of music for me. It's a multifunctional world, because sometimes I just need to doing something and I need something that push me to do it, or some other times I just want to enjoy and focus fully of music, and so no, it's not just one function. For me is to it's first First, it's I want to enter in a place where I enjoy everything. So I have to be. It's entertainment for some
Yeah.
mainly, as for Frank Zappa wanted his music to be entertainment, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Especially.
here's now that's really good because especially when you said that there's many functions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've been collecting these and I'm going to read them to you and then you tell me your thoughts. And
Hmm.
so the first one is Igor Stravinsky. There is no function. He gave lectures that music means nothing.
Oh,
John
uh-huh.
Cage. Yeah, go ahead. If you want to respond, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll just keep.
No, I don't agree with Stravinsky, especially if I think to the music of him,
Yeah,
because it's a lot of fun. Stravinsky is always fun, and it's a movie for your ears also.
movie for your ears is
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. No, I don't agree with him. I want to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I will look
Okay.
for.
The next one is another guy who influenced Frank, John
Mhm.
Cage.
Yeah,
Cage said he learned to soothe your soul and make it susceptible for divine intervention.
to soothe your soul. Soothe
Yeah, like
what?
calm your soul down. To
Okay.
calm you down so to make it susceptible so you get divine intervention.
Hmm. Well, not always. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always. Absolutely. It
Mickey
can.
Hart. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, it's okay.
Mickey Hart, the drummer of the Grateful Dead, said it's a warning system. So when you're being invaded by another tribe to steal your food, you hit the logs, and then it warns the people. So it's a warning.
Yeah, maybe this is a good. I like it because it's if when music can help you to watch reality in another way.
Yeah,
So yes, it can be helpful for the in the.
helpful. Well, it's survival.
Yeah.
My friend Dylan Buston says the function of music is to dance.
But of course, this is the root, the main, the the big bang of music is. I can agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Norman Zamchek says the function of music is to keep us from going insane.
Helpful. No, yeah, maybe if you are going insane and you listen to music, the process can slow down.
You know, my friend was a piano tuner, and
Uh-huh.
he was tuning a piano in a mental hospital, and two of the patients were sitting next to the piano. So he just struck up a conversation. He says, "So what do you guys do here all day?" And they go, "Act like we're crazy." Okay, you know David Moss. He sang Gregory Peccary
Yeah,
with with a big orchestra.
yeah.
Says the function of music is the sound of being alive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can
Then
agree.
it's all the ones you said and more. Entertainment, pleasure, nostalgia, express creativity, connection, community, ceremony, ritual,
Hmm.
learning, stir emotion. Okay, but here's one that I'm curious. Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Well, I don't know because I think that when I in the moments I enjoy the most music, my self-awareness disappears because
Very good.
I am not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a sort of willing suspension of disbelief.
Yes. Because that's a perfect follow-up. My other friend said the function of music is to hypnotize people to be themselves.
Yeah, disappear. Yeah, when the music becomes more successful for me, the best of effectiveness and is when I disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Edgar Varese, Frank's hero, said it's organizing sound. He
Mm.
emphasized timbre and rhythm over traditional melody and harmony.
I
So,
know. This is a bit. I think this is the point of view of who makes music.
yeah.
For me, that I listen, yeah, I can understand, but it's not my main focus. It's
But,
something.
but
Yeah.
what's your main focus? Because Aaron Copland says the four elements of music are melody, harmony, rhythm, and tone color. What do you emphasize in of those four? Do you favor one over the other or do them equally? And what do you think Frank was more favored of the four? I know there's more, but melody, harmony, rhythm, and tone color. What's your take, and what do you think Frank's is?
I think Frank was obsessed by rhythm mainly.
Yeah.
Uh, but he was a great painter with colors, I think, because he could arrange his music in many different ways. It depends on the people who played. He was able to change everything according to musicians. That's the color part of it, I think.
The tone color, yeah.
Tone, color, and rhythm mainly.
Wow. But what about you? All of the four?
Uh, I'm with him in this case, but I also sometimes I couldn't ever understand exactly why, because that's the best secret of music. But when a melody arrives and it moves you, this is another situation in which I disappear, when a melody completely hit me. And I with Frank Zappa, it often it is very strong, because the most of times he arrives with a melody in a great contrast with all the rest. So this big contrast and uh, and a beautiful melody together produce a very beautiful effect, a very effective.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Tyler Barham does those great essays, tutorials on Zappa, and he says Frank's a melody guy. That melody is his main thing. And then this interview with Frank in '74, Bill Gubin said, "What does that make you feel like that some of the significant material that you've written might never be discovered until your death?" This was asked to Frank in '74. And he says, well, probably not even then, because by the time everybody will be so avant that they won't be interested in orchestral textures that has a melody to it. So he's actually kind of emphasizing your texture color thing, but he's saying that has a melody. So, he does have melodies in his orchestral music, and he has it in his other music. But your take on that whole thing of Frank saying it doesn't matter to me what happens after I die.
Mhm.
Any thoughts on that? Because now Frank is huge and he's, in so many ways, he's still not real huge, but he does have a bigger presence
Yeah.
and more people are talking about him. I mean, you know about that through your fanzine. And
Mhm.
so what about this idea of Frank and his attitude towards death? Any thoughts on that?
But he always said, I don't remember the situation, but I can. I remember that once he said that he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was an interview when he knows he was near to his hand,
Oh,
and
yeah. He said it several
said, I
times,
don't care. He said, I don't care. Yeah,
but
because
you think he's honest? Is that avoiding the question, or do you think he's really, you know,
I think that he was very sad that he was going to die.
no,
But I think he was honest when he said that at the end he doesn't care. He didn't care because
yeah,
what he cared most is to have good time in doing music.
yeah,
So he wasn't. He wasn't. I mean, when he was in the process of doing music, he didn't think about the audience. Never.
yeah. To live
So
in the moment. You mean he wanted to live in the moment and enjoy the process of making.
yes, he was a great worker, maybe crazy worker.
Yeah,
He wanted always to work because that was the moment that he in which he enjoyed life the in at his best. The moment he work is when he was enjoying to be alive. To be
yeah,
alive, to be alive for him is was to do music.
yeah. The sound of being alive, like David Moss said, or they say the process, not the product. But I
Yes,
think he was involved in both, but he also knew that the product was not maybe as important as the process. Who
yes.
knows? Yeah,
He always said that when he closed a project, an album or whatever, he didn't want to go back and listen again to
yeah,
something he
yeah,
already done because he was always in the future. He was always to the
yeah,
next thing.
yeah,
So when we heard him say I don't care, it doesn't mean I don't care to die.
yeah,
Absolutely. He mean because he was convinced that the most important thing in life is to be alive. So
yeah,
when you are dead, it's not important. The very best is when you are there and you enjoy doing music.
yeah. Which leads me to my friend says the three T's of music are technique, theory, and taste. Technique, you learn how to play an instrument. Theory, you know the structure. How does one acquire taste? Why did you gravitate towards Frank Zappa and not Barry Manilow?
Now this is a mystery, nobody knows it because also because I didn't grow in a family. In my house there was no music because my parents didn't have any stuff to play music, so it is something that happened by chance, and so it's very difficult to answer to this question. It's
Well, no, that's interesting because most people say it's exposure or experience, but it still is like, why did Frank gravitate towards Edgar Varese and not, Pat Boone?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, it is a mystery. Most people don't use that word, so I like that.
Yeah.
But the word taste also is involved in this quote by McLuhan about music.
Mhm.
He said, "Song is slowed down speech. The reason cultures have different musical taste is ultimately connected to language difference."
Mhm.
So I'm curious your thoughts on that, especially because you were raised in Italy.
Mhm. Yes, yes. I'm convinced that music and language are strictly connected, and because instruments have been made by humans starting from the sound of voice. So the first instruments try to imitate voice. So voice is the main source of music, and it is through language. And language is something that derives from culture. So uh, Italian culture, it's very based on singing. So uh,
You
music.
mean say Italian culture is based on singing melodies or instrumentals or lyrics or both?
Lyrics and lyrics. I think
Yeah,
uh, our theater, our musical theater, is very. It's a great tradition, very solid tradition. Even though in the last century, we in the schools it remains very aside, unfortunately. But our culture is full of music, I think.
but you're saying because like opera, words, singing with words. So that leads to the next question perfectly. Tell me an instrumental that makes you laugh.
uh, an instrumental that make me laugh. I don't know. I don't know if I have to think. Uh, I'm thinking of, oh, I don't remember the name of these musicians. The musician of US that played with noises, various noises. I don't remember the name. I should check on my.
No, you check it and put it in the chat. That's all right because
Yeah.
it's sort of a funny thing. How could an instrumental make you laugh? Isn't it words that make us laugh?
No, 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 I don't have any instrumental. But because I'm thinking about this musician because he makes some sort of funny things with percussions or and also maybe another musician that goes to my mind is Esquivel.
Oh, Esquivel's a great answer. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of irony in music
Yeah.
with a lot of instruments. So yes, Esquivel is a good example. But there are no many, but we have them. Mhm.
Here's Frank Zappa in LA Free Press in 1969. He mentioned Pauline Oliveros' work with sound above the audible and below, creating a mass. And you liked it, they said to Frank. And Frank said, wow, not that it created a mass, it created something audible. It created a sum indifference tone, which happened to be located within the audible frequency range. By combining something so high you couldn't hear it and something so low you couldn't hear it, it yields something in the middle you could hear. Whether you liked it or not didn't matter. The concept is brilliant. Any thoughts on this Pauline Oliveros creating a mass out of
Pauline
some?
I don't know this. Pauline Oliveros. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's Oliveros. Yeah, check her out. She's an amazing
Yeah.
composer and thinker.
Uh-huh.
And so, a couple more music questions, and we'll move on. One is silence. You know, Thelonious Monk said silence is the loudest sound in the universe. How does a musician know when to not play, to incorporate silence? You know,
Yeah.
Miles Davis,
I say
the space between the notes.
yeah. Miles Davis was my first answer because he played with silence a lot,
Yeah,
and that remind me also a concert of Wayne Shorter in Rome. I think 7, 8 years ago,
yeah,
and he was with his last quartet,
yeah,
and a lot of time in this concert he was in the moment of begin to solo, and he stopped.
yeah.
He didn't enter, and he waits. So silence in improvisations mainly is a very important communication vehicle. So when you don't play, you give a message to the other in the band. In
Yeah.
jazz, I think it's fundamental. And also when you write music, and it is something that is in modern music. It's contemporary music is not so pursued, I think, because everything must every space must be full of messages. So now in the present day culture is something we we miss, I think.
Oh,
And
there's
it,
everybody overplays. It's too many
yeah,
notes.
yeah, yeah.
Why is 4/4 time the most commonly used time signature in Western music?
Uh, I don't know. This must be related to our language. It's I don't know why. It's
That's funny because that Frank
mm,
says the opposite. Frank
mm,
said it is unnatural to play in 4/4
yeah,
because you don't speak in 4/4.
yeah,
But
and,
here's what you can just play off of some of these thoughts. Besides being intuitive and easy, it might be because it's in sync with walking or marching. We have two arms and two legs, 2 feet.
mm-hmm,
But Captain Beefheart said that this mama heartbeat, this 4/4, same old 4/4 rhythm is related to fascism. It's
mm-hmm,
so fixative, so hypnotic, it's dangerous to the heart. He
yeah,
wanted he wanted non-hypnotic music to break up the catatonic state.
yeah, yeah. It convinced me. It must be related to marching.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
What do you think the motive of the cave artist was, or the cave musicians? What was their motive?
Maybe I didn't understand the cave musicians.
Yeah, like cave artist way back,
Okay, okay.
in France. In France, they have these caves where people painted their hands
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
fear. And
yeah,
we don't have that. We have documentation of that, but we don't really have documentation of cave music. But
no.
we know they were making it because, like, Werner Herzog's film Shadow, Shadow of the Dreams or Dream of the Shadows is about cave art, and he shows you they've found the flutes that
Mhm.
people played back then.
Yeah. I
So
heard it.
I'm just asking you to guess what you think their motive was.
My guess is that they were trying to imitate voice with this flute,
Yeah.
but I think the first music, if we can call it music, it should be percussive.
Percussive, yeah.
And yes, like Kubrick, 2001, and the
Yeah.
primates. It should. I imagine something like this.
Yeah. That's funny because Messiaen influenced Frank Olivier Messiaen, the French composer, and he thought birds were the greatest musicians of all time,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's called biomimicry, where humans imitate nature.
yeah.
And he was influenced by the bird sound. So was Eric Dolphy and Sun Ra.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you
In- we have a great traditions of this. For instance, in Sardinia, the musicians imitate sheeps and
sheep,
sheep. Yeah. They sing with um, this the singing, the traditional singing in Sardinia, and also there's I don't know if you know ever heard it. There's an album by a Sardinian quartet with liner notes by Frank Zappa, and,
wow.
it is called In Tonos, the name of the album, and
In what's the word in what?
the title of the album is In Tonos. I put it in the chat.
No, no, don't put it in chat. Just spell it to me. You mean in IN?
INTONOS.
Okay. So
Tenores,
that's funny. Is it
tenores bitti. Okay, tell me.
is it two words or one word?
Two words.
Two words, yeah. Okay, so I'll look it up. But that's funny because
Also, I have to add, I'm sorry, that
yeah,
he used because he was in touch with the producer and the group, and they give him the voices of the singers on single channels, and they use it in Civilization Phase 3 in
ah,
in in Diofa, I think, in the track Diofa, you
yeah,
can hear samples from this group and together with the Unurtu from Mongolia,
yeah.
from
Oh,
Tuva.
with
Tuva
the
singers.
tuva throat singers.
Tuva's throat singers
Yeah,
together with the Sardinian that you
yeah,
will find in this album.
good.
Go and check it out.
Because see, I have this wild theory. Even James Joyce was afraid of thunder. And in the Joyce world, it's like maybe humans invented language because they heard the sky talking, thunder, and they go, oh, they're talking to us. So we invented language. So
Uh-huh.
that's called biomimicry, where the human imitates nature. But I
Uh-huh.
think there it could be the reverse. We could have been whistling and the birds could have heard us and imitated us. So the sheep could have heard the humans and then imitated the humans. We don't know who came first,
Ah,
but we think animals came first. So what?
yeah, because we are a more recent creatures of this planet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's more important, conviction or compromise?
No, the more you grow, the more you need a compromise.
Yes, hello. In all your accomplishments, how do
Hmm.
you rate these three elements? Luck, skill, and ambition. What played the biggest role, second and third?
Um, ma- without luck you don't go anywhere. You are already died.
Yeah.
If you don't have luck, you are already died. So it should be on the first place, I think.
What's number two? Skill or ambition?
Ah, uh, this that's remind me the mothers of invention, because the ambition is the mother of invention in
No,
some
necessity is.
yeah.
Well, that's funny because you really nailed it. That's my friend, a big Zappa fan. He says, "Well, I don't like your three choices. It could be necessity." He
Uh-huh.
actually said that. And other people say it could be persistence or destiny or purpose.
Oh. No, skill, of course, you need it. Luck is the first.
Yeah,
Skill and ambition, I don't know, because since I don't consider myself too ambitious, so I can't judge ambition.
yeah,
But and necessity is more. It's I prefer the necessity approach,
yeah,
because when ambition is something that came from inside, this is necessity.
yeah.
See, in this,
The question I used to ask is ambition based more on fear or more on joy? And
Mhm,
most people would say fear. So
yeah,
then I changed the question because William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist, said, in Hollywood, skill and luck have nothing to do with it. It's all ambition.
I think it's nice because ambition goes with fear and necessity goes with joy,
There you go. Very good. Yeah.
and and but the real thing is a mix of them, I
Yeah.
think.
T.S. Eliot said poetry is outing your inner dialogue. We talked about that earlier. What language is your inner dialogue in?
I don't know. What language? What do you mean? What
Yeah,
language?
more like what form is your inner
Ah,
consciousness in?
okay.
Because usually people go English. I go, no, it's more like I'm asking, what's the form of your inner
Yeah, yeah.
form?
That's interesting because when you are asleep, it takes another form,
Yeah,
which is more interesting because if you are not asleep, of course it's your mother language, uh, and if you speak more than one language, it could be a language arrives in depends on what you are thinking about. But the most important thing is something, the form that it takes when you are asleep, and this is a mix of images, sensations. That it's a very difficult to understand, but it's not simply language.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah, that's good. Two of my film heroes have this mantra, ignore yourself. There's no self expression. In fact, Cecil Taylor, who Frank listed on Freakout,
Ah,
said, I'm just a vehicle and this stuff just comes through me.
mhm.
Is art making, music making more self-expression or more your vehicle for whatever technologies, environments, and cultures are dominant?
No, it's of course you have to use the tools that your culture gives to you to express yourself, but it's it's a way of express yourself, music, I think.
But can art making be egoless?
No, I didn't understand you. What
Like,
makes
ego is
ego?
ego
Egoless.
is a
No,
Freudian
no.
term. Yeah.
Maybe you forgot about your ego, but your ego is still there, even if you forget it.
Yeah. Even if you forget it. Yeah.
You might
Is
try to forget it, but your ego is there, and you
yeah.
can't do anything about it. Mm.
Is perception reality?
Ah, mm. Go to Philip Dick. Ask
Why?
him.
What do you think Philip K. Dick would say?
Uh, he would say that a reality is, you don't have to ask yourself this question. It's a wrong question.
Wrong question. Really good. Yeah, he studied writing right down the street at the Venice Public
Wow,
Library.
wow. Nice. I didn't know that.
Lewis Carroll said, I believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Have you believed in any impossible things lately?
Believe in impossible things. It's a contradiction, but uh, but, yes, we can see it like a desire. It's not possible, but you are free to dream it.
Yeah.
Impossible things, yes, but to be uh, not to deal with someone. It give me heavy life
Yeah.
in, in in my job, for instance, or having, I don't know, nothing special. No.
Yeah. No, that's actually good. You
Mm.
you answered it. A lot of people go, yeah, but they can't articulate it. So thank you.
Mhm.
Tell me one major element of your individuality that stayed the same and one thing that's changed over the years. You
Mhm.
know, one major thing you've learned and what changed in your life.
Uh, what's going on? I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to mm, not to. I'm trying to have always to let me change my point of view on things, because when I was young, I was too maximalist, if I can use this word, in the sense that if I'm sure that something is like this, I don't want to think about it again. But
You mean
no,
you were like stubborn when you were younger and now you're more open?
no, I'm still stubborn, but the difference is that I know I'm stubborn. I didn't know that when I was young.
Now you know, now you can identify it. Well, that's good.
And since I know it, I try to be a little bit smooth on this.
Do you know Moshe Feldenkrais works with healing and movement. He says it's literally possible to identify a weakness and incorporate it to become a strength rather than we're normally taught to overcome a weakness. Tell
Mhm.
me a weakness you turned into a strength.
Mm. Um, but maybe we can go back to the concept of ambition, because
Yeah.
um, since I don't consider myself an ambitious guy, and when maybe in especially in my professional life, in the first part of my career, it was a problem, because in private company, they push you to be ambitious. But now that I'm on my Sunset Boulevard of my professional life, I think it's a good way to it's a good exit strategy from the professional life, because I'm it can be useful, and I'm happy that is something like this, because I see a lot of ambitious people that didn't can't deal with the end of their professional life,
Yeah.
and they go depressed. But here I'm a little bit optimist, and maybe, but I don't think I will be depressed of my when I will retire from.
Retire. Yeah. No, you did. I loved how you slipped in Sunset Boulevard there.
Yeah, yeah.
Really good. You're a good listener. You're a good listener. Very good. So fill in the blank. Anger can be a productive emotion when
Hmm.
fill in the blank. When what?
When yes, my anger gives you motivation, and if you made something, and maybe because you were distracted, and you lose something, and you if you don't go angry, maybe you will lose it again next time.
What's the most significant difference between men and women, physical aside?
But from my experience is they do best with personal relationships.
Yeah.
They know they build great human relationships, and sometimes men uh, didn't manage the same.
Yeah.
I my over the years, I have a lot of friendship with women, and I was ciao, and I very they are always great relationships. With men is
Yeah.
more difficulties, I think.
There's a line, Francisco, that was good. There's a line that goes, you create what you resist. Bob Goldthwait, the comedian who's a Zappa fan, said, you are what you hate.
Mhm.
James Joyce said, it's a it's a curious thing how your mind is super saturated with the religion in which you say you disbelieve. And Louis Buñuel nailed it. He said, thank God I'm an atheist. So I'm curious your thoughts on this line, you create what you resist. I'm not saying you, Francesco, I'm saying one creates what one resists. Any thoughts on that line?
Yeah, yeah, questo. This is very much interesting. What you resist. Hmm. Yes, I like it because this, it came to my mind a TV show called Star Trek, that where there are this character, the Borg, and the Queen of Borg. The resistance is futile, and and but this is also in Oriental philosophy, the concept resisting is something you have to avoid. The most you avoid resistance, the the more you live better. So I don't know what to say. Yes, resistance creates. Yes, if you resist, you create obstacles, I think.
Yeah.
So you should, if you can, you should not resist. This is, but it's not always possible for me. I'm not completely Oriental, convinced of such Oriental philosophy. But the most you are able not to resist, it will be better for you. So that resistance creates something is something that convinced me.
Yeah, I think Zappa and Louis Buñuel were similar. They were raised Catholic and they resisted it, but that resistance became so much part of their art.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm with them.
yeah, you can't avoid it, you know. And
Yeah,
so it goes to that tool that Frank used a lot. My friend wrote comedy with Robin Williams, and I asked him, can satire be destructive? And he says that's the job of satire. But if me or you do a cartoon in a certain country and they kill us, some people think dying is destructive. In fact, in one of the Zappa documentaries, the guy goes, Frank attacked everybody on this album. I goes, he didn't attack him. He was a satirist. That's his job as a satirist. It's not attack. But I mean, he just used a verb that didn't fit in describing to me what satire is. Because Swift compared satire to a mirror in which people could see every face but their own. And that's like Frank singing, watch the Nazis run your town. Now go home and check yourself. You think we're singing about somebody else.
yeah.
You know, that's an amazing,
Fine.
use of satire. What's the function of satire?
Satire uh, uh, break the curtain
Yeah.
and open your mind. It should open. It is. If it's effective, after that you will see things that you didn't see before, I
Yeah.
think. And this is one of when I use Frank Zappa as a tool, I use exactly for this, because I want to watch reality in another way. I don't want to be lazy and say, okay, this is something I can accept.
Yeah.
Instead, you must be always trained not to accept something that everyone accepts.
It's like sharpens your critical thinking skills.
Yeah. This is if Zappa gave something to me, is exactly this.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Utah Phillips said, anarchy is making rules for yourself and not other people. Who's entitled to make the rules?
Who's entitled to make the rules? It's the it must be something you share with your community.
Yeah.
But the first rules you have to give them to yourself. Uh, the first movement should be from you, and then you go and deal with a community, and you have to share rules.
Yeah.
Rules are needed to communicate. If you don't, without rules, you don't communicate, I think.
Dude, you are really smart because etymologically, the word freedom is exactly that, giving oneself one's own laws.
Mhm.
So, what does freedom mean to you now?
Freedom means, huh. Uh, freedom it's related to when I it's related to enjoy life. I think when you enjoy life, you have freedom, and if you enjoy life, it's because you are in relationship with reality. So freedom is to have a, a functional relationship with reality, means with people and all the other things and nature. If you are in good relationship, in functional relation, you enjoy life and you are free. This is maybe.
Really good. Marcel Proust asked this question. I ask you, on what occasion do you lie?
I lie uh, mostly when I'm not brave enough to say the truth.
Yeah, not brave enough. Wow, that's good.
Mm-mm.
Tom Waits says, on what occasion do you lie? He says, I didn't know I needed an occasion. Can you forget to die?
Can you what?
Forget.
Forget to die.
Forget to die. Yeah.
Uh, no, now that I'm old, I'm getting old. No, I don't want to forget to die
Yeah.
because you have to go in relationship with death. That you can't. If you ignore death, you you don't live. You don't fully live. You have to deal with that every day. I think one of the most important problems with capitalism and this Western society is that we live as if we didn't die. We will not die. So you have to think every day. You have to know that you will die, because if you know that, you enjoy best, and you have to know that it will happen, and you have to. For instance, if you have sons and daughters, you have to help them to go ahead without you. So it's a natural thing that you have to deal with. I don't want to forget. I don't think I forget. I will die.
What's the difference between rights and responsibilities?
Rights and responsibilities. Um, your rights are based on your responsibilities. So you without responsibilities, you don't have rights. If you are not responsible, you can pretend to have rights.
Yeah.
Pretend, I'm sorry, pretend is a false friend, and it's not the the right verb, because in Italian pretend means uh, okay, I don't know the English word exactly.
Oh, I'll look that up. I love that. That's good.
It's a
You
false friend.
cross it over and it means different.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we got about 15 more minutes, a few more, and we're out of here. This has really been fun, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
These are 5 quick Alan Watts questions
Mm-hmm.
off the top of your head in just a couple words.
Right.
One. Who started it all?
Who started it all? Everything. You mean? Chance.
Chance. Really good. Are we going to make it?
we're going to make it what?
Put the meaning in it as you want. Are we going to make it? Yeah, just general question.
General question. Are we going to make it? No.
3, where do we put it?
Where do we put it? Uh, not far from us.
Good. 4, who's cleaning it up?
What's going on? Me, myself.
5, is it serious?
Is it serious? I don't understand the word serious.
That is a good answer. You know what Frank said? I'm very serious about being not serious.
Yes, exactly the same answer, I think.
That is good. What's the function of laughter?
The function of laughter is to it's essential. Is the meaning of life.
Yeah. Gurdjieff said laughter is the reconciliation of yes and no.
Great.
But Steve Allen, who had Frank on his TV show playing the bicycle, he said behind every joke there's a grievance. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah. Yes. Laughter is essential. I think when you when a relationship with a human is fully is fully in function, laughter arrives immediately. I think when you are not in a good relationship, nobody laughs.
Yeah. How do you find peace of mind?
How do you find
Yeah.
peace? Peace of mind.
Peace.
How do you
Peace
find peace
of
of
mind.
mind? Yeah. Through music. When
Yeah.
when I disappear.
Yeah. It's a great term. If you were walking down the street today and you met yourself as a 12-year-old, what would you say to your 12-year-old self?
And not to be serious, because I was too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to have fear.
Yeah.
I not to yes, think less.
Think less. Wow. But where was your turning point? Was it gradual over your many years, or was there a specific time where you became less serious and faced fear and
No, it's gradual. I don't recognize any discontinuity.
yeah.
Is every process I was through was gradual. I think yes.
Which
But
way? Go ahead.
yeah, adolescence was difficult. Maybe no, I don't have to say difficult. But when I grew up in my 20s, everything was easier.
Easier, yeah.
Yeah.
Which way should toilet paper come off the roll, over or under?
I don't get the philosophy of this question.
You mean it doesn't matter to you?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. If a publisher was going to release your autobiography off the top of your head, what would the title be?
The title be
of your book of your life, what would you call your book?
Uh, um, I don't know. No, it's something I can tell you in a moment, I think.
Okay, that's fine. They want to scent the glue in the binding of your book. What smell?
The smell of the book, you mean?
Yeah, in the glue of your book, they want
Uh-huh.
to scent it. What smell do you want them to scent?
Okay. Now I get it. Um, some uh, basil.
Basil, very good.
Yeah.
If a statue was built in your honor, where would you want it displayed, and what would it be made of?
Oh, in a park, in between the greens. Uh, not in the in an or between buildings in a
Yeah.
park.
What would it be made of?
Mm, a statue of, I don't know, made of stone, maybe.
Stone.
Yeah, stone in a park.
Tell
Yeah.
me something good you never had and you never want. So it's good, you never had it, but you never want it.
But good for who?
For
For every,
you,
for
tell me
me.
something good that you never had, but you never want.
I don't know that. Good for me that I never. Okay. Maybe now I'm focusing. Uh, Good for me. I don't know. No, I can't. No,
That's all
that's
right. No worries.
no answer.
No problem. That's all right. We got a couple more and we're done. If you were in a vat of vomit up to your neck and someone threw a bag of shit at your face, what would you do?
Try to escape. No, maybe I don't understand exactly the your paradox. I'm in a
No,
vomit.
yeah, you want to escape. That's an answer. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go away. Yeah, of course.
What's a cultural shift you see developing today that inspires you?
Cultural shift. They inspire me. No, I have fear of these young people growing up in this digital environment.
Yeah.
This is also can be an inspiration to let them know that something else is also possible.
Yeah.
This is something I have a. Uh, this is something I think about often, very often, because I want them to see that they something else is possible. I'm not want to say I don't want to say them don't do it anymore. No, but they have to know that it can be different.
Yeah. It's good.
Hmm.
What's a question that remains unresolved for you?
Hmm. The unanswered question. I'm
The unanswered question, really good phrasing. What is that unanswered question for you?
uh, the unanswered question for me is uh, Difficult, difficult. This is also, I put it in my back and I want to answer in another moment.
Yeah, that's all right. Put it in the
Yeah, yeah,
comments later.
yeah.
Okay, so how has studying and enjoying Frank Zappa's music shaped your behavior?
As I said, it shapes my behavior because he taught me to always try to watch to reality with fresh eyes,
Yeah,
and this is my main, what remains for me, to me, for Frank Zappa.
yeah.
And
What? How would you, in observing Frank, how did music shape Frank's behavior?
Shakespeare, Frank Zappa was, as we said before, was passionate about making music, and this passion was you perceive it when in every situation when you watch him tell about what he is doing, and or on stage, and this is something that contagious in some
Yeah,
way, and it's a lot of inspiration comes from it to is to the audience and to musicians also. When you hear them talking about him, you can touch it, even in the case of musicians that also simultaneously think about that. Frank Zappa was a difficult person to deal with. For instance, in Ruth Underwood told about this situation in the that studio in the mountains where they record One Size Fits All, and she reported that was not easy to deal with Frank Zappa, but in the same uh, in the same moment he was she was very happy to make music with him.
yeah,
So you have this passion, but you have also difficulties to deal with a person completely focused on his doing things. So it was easier for us in the audience than with musicians, I think,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's
I don't like when people call, oh, Frank was an asshole. I goes, no, Frank wasn't an asshole. He acted like an asshole sometimes, and everybody can do that. But
yeah,
to call people a name doesn't work. It doesn't help because it's too easy to label people. Oh, they're an asshole. It's like, okay. Because
no,
I saw Frank sing Broken Hearts Are for Assholes in Vegas once. And he was pointing at the audience. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. He pointed at himself.
oh, that's nice. A nice day. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wow.
Billy Wilder, 1928. You touched on this already.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, art is confession. Art is the secret told. But art is not only the desire to tell one's secret, it's the desire to tell it and hide it at the same time. You've laid your cards on the table for hours. I'm not insinuating you haven't already answered this. What's it really all about for you?
You mean the art? What's art? What's that about for me?
Yeah, it is, you put in the context you want. It means life or whatever you want to put it as. What's it really all about for you in this context is art is the desire to tell a secret, but it's also the desire to tell it and hide it at the same time.
But no, I don't think it is always. There's always a movement of telling something. It's express yourself can be abstract, and I can understand in the case of Billy Wilder, because he is what he produced is something that needed to communicate something specific, but it's not always like this. Art is to express yourself and to expose yourself, and when someone is exposed, the reaction could be, it's independent from any secrets. I don't know. No, it's not a matter of reveal something. It's an expression. I don't know. I don't. This it can be general. Can't be general.
It's like, maybe, are you expressing the word mystery? That the word mystery might be, okay, Frank sings something, then it's our job to interpret it in our own terms. But what it means, he doesn't really have to say. I think that's what attracted me to Frank, was that he was so blatant and upfront. He was saying, hey, here's what I'm saying, but it's not necessarily there in black and white. I'm going to give you a little wiggle room for you to interpret.
Yes, but it's not. I think interpret is not the right word. Is I give you something, you fill in the blanks with yours.
Yourself, yeah.
Yeah, with yourself. It's not really an interpretation. It's putting yourself in it. So when if you put yourself in it, you going, you communicate. Yes, a channel appears, and maybe that's that this is one thing that attract me, because I even if I never met him, I felt like I was in communication with him.
Oh yeah,
because I put some of myself in it.
In the listening experience. In fact, McLuhan updated his main percept, the medium is the message, or medium is the massage, mid-career, and he changed it to the user is the content. I think that's what you're sort of implying. That the user of the music, the listener, is the content of the music. Yeah.
Interesting. Yes.
That's Mallarmé also, the symbolist poet, said, don't paint the painting, paint the effect you want the painting to have.
Yeah.
That's effects precede causes. Okay, last question is, what gives you the most optimism?
The most optimism. But when it happens that I enjoy life, or being staying with friends, or listening to music, or have a nice dinner with my family, since these things continuously happen, this gives me optimism.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But because if I go to general things, I should be very pessimistic, but I think that if we to change it when you are not young and you're push your and you want to try to change, and you have to try, because we need the contribution of young people. But if you are not young anymore, is you better concentrate to what you can do as in your neighborhood, so that you can help your neighborhood to contribute. I don't know if I can explain, but I don't feel I can be of great help in change the world.
Okay.
So
That was
I want to support people who can do that.
right. But I think you've made your effort because you have your job, then you do your photography, then you did your zap of stuff, and you're willing to do this podcast. I want to add one bonus question because this has been so fun. I appreciate your time here. So this was in the Wall Street Journal, the newspaper, and it said that humans do not want to be given happiness. They want to achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
Dostoevsky, the Russian writer, said happiness lies not in happiness, but only in its pursuit.
Mm.
In Aldous Huxley, in Brave New World, has a character who objects to the decisions made on his behalf to optimize his happiness. The character says, but I don't want comfort. I want God. I want poetry. I want real danger. I want freedom. I want goodness. I want sin. I mean, that's a loaded comment from Aldous Huxley. And
Yeah.
it reminded me of Frank's great song, I'm the world's greatest sinner. As a sinner, I'm a winner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
any thoughts on this especially the Aldous Huxley line? I don't want comfort, I want God, I want poetry, I want real danger, I want freedom, I want goodness, I want sin.
Yeah.
I mean that's a bunch of ironic statements in a way, but how do you process that?
Yeah, because is the pursuit is the key.
Yeah.
You have to uh, the human being have to build something.
Yeah.
If society in this in this Orwell Huxley societies, when someone else think for you, it's when someone else want to think for you, this is death immediate
Yeah.
for the human being have to trial and error, have to build
Yeah.
build, you have to construct his destiny. Yes.
You know, a great Italian man named Simon Rodia. He look up the Watts Towers. You know, Frank sings about Watts, the Watts riots. In Watts, it's the ghetto, black ghetto in LA. It's where the greatest piece of art ever made by one human is still existing, is still there. It's called the Watts Towers. And Simon Rodia was this short little Italian dude who built these huge towers, and their art. It's an amazing art sculpture. And when you said that, you practically quoted him. He says, I want to build something big. And you look it up, you'll be amazed. Watch the movie on it, or it's really, it was almost like you being Italian, you were quoting the great Simon Rodia, Watts Towers.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah, you
looking.
check it out. And so it's really been fun. Please stay in touch, because the first question I asked you in part 1 was, what's the best thing for a human being? And Wilhelm Reich said the best thing for a human being is another human being.
Yeah.
In the last question I asked you is what they asked Groucho Marx at the end of his life. It says, what gives you the most optimism? And he said, other people. So it's sure been spending time with another person. Thank you so much, Francesco. I really appreciate this. Really. And it's in light of Frank's 85th birthday on Sunday, it was really fun.
Yeah, let's be in touch.
Okay. I'm going to hit the end broadcast, but I hope this never ends and we can keep talking forever and ever.